The MA in Opera Making and Writing is a unique postgraduate programme that we've developed here at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in association with the Royal Opera House, Covent Garden.
The Royal Opera is thrilled to be able to be working in association with Guildhall School on the MA in Opera Making. It's fantastic to have a set of emerging artists as part of our family at the Royal Opera. The artists are able to spend time with us, observing process, meeting artists, and also we look to find opportunities to share their work and the output from what they produce during the course as part of our programme at the Royal Opera.
Students on this programme develop new chamber operas for the Guildhall School's Distinguished Opera Department with support and guidance from our drama and technical theatre departments.
So quite early on, the composers and writers are paired together and they come up with ideas for a chamber opera, and then we put those ideas through a process which is very, very similar to the process that you would go through if you were commissioned to write a chamber opera by an opera house or an opera organisation.
We wanted to rediscover a really simple thing, which was the way opera was always written until the beginning of the 20th century. Up to that point, composers, librettists worked in an opera company. They knew the singers they were working for. There was always they didn't write in a kind of abstraction where they could write anything they like. They had to write very much to the spec of what was in front of them. They became part of an opera company kind of family. And that was what we wanted to do here.
You almost have a fourth wall up between you and your librettist. They go away and they do their stuff, and then they come back with a product. Whereas with us, what this course allowed us to do was be able to
have more of a dialogue.
Get insight into the kind of the ugly parts of each other's creative process, which is so important.
We've constructed the pieces so that each of the singers on the first year of the opera course has had a role specially written for them. They've been working with the composers and the librettists all year long. Those composers and librettists have been coming to their singing lessons, coachings, working with them on the roles. We've had several sets of workshops where myself and Martin Lloyd-Evans have worked with all of them together to help the composers write better for the particular singers.
So the second moment of us again waking up to the reality of the course was seeing how good the singers were.
Yeah.
And again, maybe adapting our story to foreground their
incredible
fortes
talent,
and talents and everything they come with.
They own that space, and they're guided. Their actions are guided through the music, and suddenly they come alive in these ridiculous characters. Like we saw this scene from Don Pasquale that they did, and it was electrifying. As a composer who writes new music, you're always like kind of clawing and begging people to sing your work or to play your work, and it never felt like that here. Like from day one, it was just like, yeah, we're doing your piece. Like I feel like in a way, in their eyes, I'm as legitimate as Mozart is, and I'm not. But I was kind of treated in the same way, where they had to find their way through my music. It's such a rare experience. I don't know if I'll ever have that again in my entire career. And to have had that now with Alex and with Stephen and Julian and Laura, who have kind of mentored us, it's great.
So for the composers, the principal study module consists of the substantial chamber opera, 30-minute chamber opera, and 2 smaller pieces of work, one of which is a vocal composition. For the writers, it's slightly different, Stephen.
Yes, although they also have the principal study in writing the libretto for the chamber opera, they have the opportunity to pursue any other genre of writing, be it poetry, theatre, film, just like on another creative writing course. But what's unique about this creative writing course is the context of it happening in a conservatoire, which I think is the only place in the world where you can come and do a creative writing course in a conservatoire.
Beyond what the course promised, I think it's delivered beyond that dramatically. So.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, my motivation for joining the course was I really wanted to see if I would be able to write as if writing was an applied art. You know, when you're a writer, you're on your own. You're completely responsible for the whole process, for the whole product. But then when you team up with a composer and you have a mentor and you have a director and a conductor, I simply wanted to see, so would I be able to withstand all this pressure and these, demands that such a complex type of collaboration puts on a writer?
Yeah.
One of the factors that's influenced us developing this new programme is this incredible building, Milton Court, which offers wonderful resources for the development of new chamber operas.
And we're standing on the set where the new chamber operas which have been produced on this year's course are about to be performed, and we're looking forward to seeing the results of the year's MA.
I don't think I've ever worked on a project where I've had so much time. We had 2 months or something just sitting around, just watching the thing take shape, talking about the characters.
And R&D as well.
R&D,
I mean, that's
yeah.
a really rare thing in opera. We don't pay enough attention, I don't think, to the importance of putting something on its feet and testing it out and workshopping it to test where its weak areas are before we go into a production. Often, that just doesn't happen.
It's like the best of both worlds, really, because you've got all the R&D and the development, and then you do come out of it with this piece
product,
that you can feel we're really proud of, because we've had so much time to work on it and make it what it is.
We've just gone back to writing opera the way it always used to be written, which is to create a company of people who just work together. That's it.